All right, welcome back to Books and Bonnets. This is a series of videos that I'm going to give you tips on writing, and yes, I'm wearing my bonnet. So in the last video, we discussed how everyone says the first thing you need to do, how to get started, is just sit your butt down and get to writing. I told you my opinion, that's not correct. There are some things you have to do. Finding your writing style and understanding your reason for writing, right? There's one more thing. Once you know your writing style, pantser or plotter, and you understand why you're writing, to make money or for passion, then you need to do one more thing. You need to figure out who you're writing your story for. Yes, we all want to believe that we're writing for us. And yeah, in a way we are. But we're also writing for an audience. You want people to want to read your material, right? So you're going to do some research. This is where you're going to stop the presses and get to work. You're going to figure out, who is my audience? What age are they? What genre is this book? What am I trying to convey to these people, and how are they going to absorb the information? Who is your audience, right? You know your genre, right? Once you know your genre, whether it's fantasy, romance, historical fiction, you need to start researching the hot and trendy books that are in that genre. What books in that genre are the readers that you're looking for trying to read? So say I'm a fantasy writer and I want to write YA. I need to be looking at the popular YA fantasy books. And then you need to actually break that down further. Am I writing YA fantasy that has relationship triangles? Am I writing for empowerment? Am I writing to change the way the machine is working? These are the things that you're going to be looking for, because you want to have the tropes that are present in those materials in your book. You want your readers to have enough that feels familiar so that they want to come back and keep reading. Now, after you find those things you want it to be familiar, what you don't want to do is just copy and paste, right? So like I said, you're going to take those themes and those tropes that you're finding in other material, apply it to your concept, but put your own spin on it, right? So your next step after figuring out how you write and why you write is figuring out who you write for. Once you figure out who you write for, you can figure out how to target them. Is my audience on Facebook or on their TikTok? Can I get them through emails? Do I need to go out into the world to meet these people? These are facts that are going to help you build a better success trail for your material, okay? If you don't understand who you are writing for, it's going to make it that much more difficult to reach them when your material is done. So you want to put the work in up front so you can make sure that when you're ready to hit publish, the readers are already there, okay? And we're going to talk about what you should be doing before you hit publishing. You should be promoting the heck out of your work way before you publish it. And by knowing who your audience is and where to find them, you can start enticing them with your material way before you're ready to publish. And that's the difference between a success and a failure when it comes to publishing. If your audience knows it's there and they want it and they want to grab hold of it way before you even hit the publish button, when it gets out there, they're going to gobble it up. So yes, know your why you're writing, know your style of writing, and then know who you are writing this material for. Okay, so you're probably wondering now, well, how do I do that? I'm going to give you a little bit more information about how you can go about building a profile for your audience, all right? So first, like I said, you're going to figure out what your genre is. Hopefully you know that before you embark on this journey. And then you're going to go to the place where readers buy books, okay? So you're going to go to Amazon or Barnes and Noble or Apple, and you're going to search for the genre you're writing in. So for me, I would go to Amazon.com and I would search for the genre of urban fantasy, right? And you can go on their website. They have their categories. Find it through there. Once you're there, you're going to look at the top 100, right? And those are the ones that are hot right now. Those are the ones that readers are gobbling up. I would even say narrow it down to like the top 25. Once you go into that 25, you're going to go and look at the the people who bought purchases similar to this. So people who bought this book also bought this book, that book, right? You build a profile, like a little map of where the readers are going. Then you're going to do something wild. You're going to read some of these books, okay? Pick the top 5 or 6 off your list and read them. Figure out what is enticing the readers. Figure out, like I said, the tropes. Is there a love triangle? Is there an epic battle scene? Does the hero have to chase down an enemy and slay a dragon? Like, these are the things you're going to make note of, okay? You're going to talk about or think about the pacing of the stories. You're going to think about the relationships that the characters are going, like all of those things that are components of the story you're paying attention to, because these are the things that is bringing these readers in, right? So you're going to do that on Amazon.com. You can do it on Google. You can Google top fantasy books or top romance books, and it'll give you an idea. I, like a lot of other authors that I know, love Amazon because that data is more current. And sometimes when you Google something as generic as top, fantasy book, it'll give you things that came out 30 years ago, which were top then, but may not be the hottest thing on the market now. Okay, so you're gonna go to Amazon.com, and I'm giving you this as you're at home, you're on your computer. These are the places that you can quickly go up and search. And then you're going to get a spreadsheet, a piece of paper, whatever, and you're going to start making yourself some notes, right? Because my audience loves reading this author, this type of theme, these few tropes that I'm seeing are present in all of the material. Those are the things you want to start making note of before you start writing. Because one, if you have that information before you start writing, especially if you're a plotter, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to plot out your story, right? What you don't want to do is write a full book and then take this information into account and then have to go back and fix it. You want to make sure that you are considering your audience before you write your story. A lot of the authors that I know and a lot of people who come to me with questions, this is one of the biggest mistakes that I see. You don't consider your audience before you write. Because if your audience can't connect with the material you're providing, then we're going to go to the next author and on and on and on until they find one who does. So please take the time before you write your material, get to know your audience, and then once you're inside your reader's head a little bit, start that story process. And of course, I have more videos coming. And remember to like, comment, share, all of those YouTube things. Subscribe to the channel, and I will be back with more.